the epic showdown. Well, Fedor is Lobo C, but we're going to go to Fedor. All right. Let's read all this stuff about Fedor. There's his beautiful picture. He's got this large hunting knife. Fedor was born the son of a shoemaker in the town of Argon in Chechnya. He grew up an only child and was considered a lone wolf. He didn't have many friends and was constantly getting into trouble at school for fighting. One night, after his father lashed out at him for injuring another boy, a 13-year-old, Fedor set fire to his house while his parents were sleeping. Fedor's parents perished in the fire, which was ruled an accident, but Fedor knew the dark truth. He went to live with his uncle Mikhail, who was a very influential man in the Russian underworld. Fedor was no small man. Clocking in at over 6 feet tall with a muscular build, he was very intimidating, a perfect enforcer for his uncle's crime organization. Those who did not pay their debts had their bones broken with a shoemaker's hammer, earning Fedor the title Sapochnik, translating to, in English to, the cobbler. As the years went by, Fedor craved more power. Feeling his uncle never gave him what he deserved, he plotted against his uncle to gain control. When the time came, it was like any other evening, but the cobbler had something else in mind. As they both enjoyed a plate of pelmeni, Fedor's goons grabbed his uncle from behind as Fedor took out his hammer and caved in his uncle's skull. Mikhail's reign was over and the cobbler's was just beginning. When Fedor woke up the next day, a KGB agent was sitting in his kitchen. "Your uncle's death has made things complicated for us. He was our most important link to the crime syndicates." Under pressure from the KGB, Fedor took his uncle's place, trying to infiltrate the underbelly of the Soviet Union. As the years went by, Fedor continued to bide his time, growing his influence in both official and unofficial channels throughout the Soviet Union, secretly looking to take over all of the Soviet Empire. Finally, Fedor saw an opportunity if he could seize control of the country's oil. He set his sights on an offshore oil platform. If he could take control, he might be able to gain the influence he had long craved. However, when Fedor made his way to the oil rig, he encountered a well-trained militia force that couldn't possibly be Soviet. As his men crumpled to the ground all around him, someone called out for the cobbler, a name that Fedor hadn't heard in years. "Who are you, and what do you want?" With a voice tinged with a hint of madness, "You can call me Lobo, Dr. Lobo. And I have been watching you for a long time, Fedor." A white-haired man entered Fedor's line of sight. "You will work for me now. I will let you thrive. All of the Soviet stakes will be yours. You help me attain my goal, and I promise you will attain all of yours." "And your goal, Dr. Lobo? What do you get out of our arrangement?" Dr. Lobo looked Fedor in the eyes before disappearing into the shadows. "Death. Death to spies." He bursts out with maniacal laughter, which fades into the distance along with his silhouette. Oh, now that's how Fedor becomes a henchman for Dr. Lobo. All right, so with this encounter, we just start from the beginning. And this is number 1. It says, move all players to Moscow. Nice, okay. So, James Mason, you're going to Moscow. Where's Moscow? Way up here. All right, we're in Moscow. Nice. All right. You are rushed into a cargo hangar and shoved aboard a plane with little explanation before takeoff. There's a suitcase in your seat. You open it to find it filled with high-tech gear, low temperature clothes, a parachute, and an earpiece with a note that says, "Insert in right ear now." As soon as you put it in your ear, the director's voice buzzes in. "I apologize for the mid-flight briefing, but we have credible intel that Smersh has seized control of a nuclear refinery. I can't tell you how disastrous it would be for Dr. Lobo to have first strike capabilities. We have no time to waste." The director continues his in-flight brief. "Our satellites have located Fedor talking on a sat phone on what looks to be an offshore oil platform somewhere north of the East Siberian Sea. I had R&D pack thermal-lined clothes and state-of-the-art chemical warfare gear for anticipation of what you could face. Your mission is to ascertain the state of Fedor's operations and determine their launch readiness. If you have a chance to take out Fedor, don't hesitate. He certainly won't. Now, suit up and situate your gear. You're in the pipe 5x5. Over and out." As you approach the target landing zone, you can feel the temperature drop in the cabin. When the door pops open, the harsh temperature sends a shiver up your spine. As if you needed a reason to like this any less. You see a streak in the sky as a rocket-propelled projectile barrels towards your plane. Do you skydive as planned, or tell your pilot to make an emergency landing? I think we're going to skydive as planned. Advance to encounter 2. All right, we're in encounter 2. It's clear the incoming object is a missile. You have only seconds to make your jump. Test Athletics 2, then test Spycraft 2. +1 to both with Status Explorer, +1 to both with Adventuring. And I don't have any. Wow, this sucks. Athletics is 2, then Spycraft 2. That means you have to get 2 successes. So test Athletics 2. My athletics is at 2. So I need 2 successes. And we got 2. Nice. Now we have to do, where is it? Oh, Spycraft 2. Again, my Spycraft, my Spycraft is 3. Nice. And I need 2. I'm going to use 2. Oh, we had to spend 6. I forgot. Sorry, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Costs us 6 intel to do this encounter. So let's get those out of the way. Pay for those. I need 2 successes. I do have resolve. I'm going to spend 2 to get 2 successes. All right, what does that give us? We're not doing well. So we pass. So pass both. You leap from the plane. As you fall, you hear the explosion as the missile hits your aircraft. It's unlikely your pilot made it out alive, but she knew the risks. You activate your small incognito parachute, SIP, counting on its special reflective fabric to hide your descent. If you're lucky, Fedor will believe you've perished in the explosion. Add a success token to Fedor's henchman sheet. That's these. And advance to encounter 3. Encounter 3. As you descend, you realize you won't make it to the targeted landing zone and have to improvise. Looking out over the landscape, you spot a large, discolored circle of snow in the distance, almost certainly the result of a recent construction for an underground silo. However, whoever sent that missile clearly knows you are here. But do they know you're alive? You can see search parties scouring the area below you. You ready yourself for your landing and attempt to get the drop on a lone guard who doesn't see you coming. Test hand-to-hand 2, then Spycraft. Again, my hand-to-hand is a 2. I get to test it. I need 2 successes. I didn't get any. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So don't have to worry about that. Because it says if you fail either, you press the release on your SIP. As it slips off, it catches your arm and jerks you to the side, throwing off your trajectory. You collide into the guard, going down in a tangle of limbs. The guard tries calling out for help, but you quickly cover his mouth and subdue him. Making sure no other guards were alerted, you search him for anything useful. You find an access card and take some of his clothes to blend in. Take 1 injury and lose 1 resolve. Well, 1 injury. I'm almost dead. Lose 1 resolve. Advance to encounter 4. Making your way through the bitter cold to the facility entrance, you thank Dr. FX in your head for the thermal gear every step of the way. You arrive at a squat concrete bunker with a single door. It's quite quiet. The guards must all be out searching for you. Using your stolen access card on the door panel, it slides open smoothly. You infiltrate the facility, searching the empty rooms until you see Fedor standing there waiting for you, pistol in hand. "Hello, comrade. Please sit. We have much to discuss." You have no other choice. You need information, so you decide to play along. You sit in a high-backed chair after quickly scanning it for traps. Fedor snaps his fingers, and a lab technician with spiky white hair and a white suit enters the room from behind Fedor and places a tray holding a decanter and 2 glasses on the table. He pours a clear liquid from the decanter into the glasses, then exits the room. Fedor sits, his gun resting on the table, still pointing at you. He takes 1 of the glasses, sliding the other to you before ordering you to drink with him. Test Persuasion 2, then Deception. Well, my Persuasion is 2. I need to get 2. Alright, I'm going to use that for my Resolve. I get 2, and then now test Deception. My Deception, I have 2. And I get a success. Alright, pass all. You have had your share of late-night soirees and are confident you can hold your liquor. You know Russians love to drink, and this is a way to learn more from Fedor. You reach out and take the glass in your hand. You and Fedor both put the glasses to your lips and drink it at the same time. No breaking eye contact with one another. Fedor smiles as he begins to talk. He is in a jolly mood as he tells a joke. You don't quite get the punchline, but he is thoroughly amused. As he speaks, you look around the room, making a mental note of every detail you can. Gain 1 intel. That's not the encounter book, so I don't have to worry about being lovesick. Add a success token to the Fedor henchman sheet. Advance to encounter 5. The aftertaste remains longer than it should, and you can feel the burning in your throat, but you try not to let it show. Fedor has no reaction to drinking the alcohol. The white-haired man returns, whispers in Fedor's ear, then pours more liquid into the glasses. Fedor motions you to take another drink. You pick up the glass, and he asks, "So, spy, tell me, who told the UN where I was?" Test Deception 2. My Deception is 2. I need 2 successes. I got 1. I'm going to use 1 to get another success. Whew. Pass. Not wanting the drink to throw you off your game, you grip the glass and aerate the liquid with concocting a story in your head. You confidently lie to throw him off. One of your underlings, Olaf, was it? He has betrayed you and provided me with intel. Fedor's eyes darken in anger at the imagined betrayal. I killed Olaf last week. I knew he was a traitor. he exclaims as he takes another drink, slamming the empty glass on the table. You put the glass to your lips to hide your smile as you drink the liquid. You maintain your poker face and return your glass to the table. All right. Gain 2 intel. Add a success token to Fedor's henchman sheet and advancing to encounter 6. Nice. Get 2 more intel. Another success token. And advance to encounter 6. Ah. I see it seems I was not as careful as I thought. Fedor pours the remaining liquid into the glasses himself. You may not know this, but it is Russian tradition to share a drink when you are closing a business deal or saying goodbye to someone. Please share one last drink with me. Fedor raises his glass. Za zdrowie. You to your health. Test deception 2, then hand-to-hand 2. This is getting difficult. My deception, I have 2 dice. Deception 2, then hand-to-hand 2. Plus 2 to both with speed, which I do have speed. Nice. So we get to roll 4. 2, deception is 2, and plus 2. And I have to get 2 successes. Oh my God. I've never done that before. 4 successes. It's not going to help me because now I have to do hand-to-hand. My hand-to-hand is 2 plus 2. And I still have to get 2 successes. And, oh, I got 2. Nice. All right, cool. All right. Where are we? 2 success. Pass. Pass both. You have played this game long enough. You know what poison you are ingesting. You have to attack without warning. You grip the glass tightly and say, "To your health." Fedor, for the first time, lets his facade actually slip with a subtle smirk. You pour the drink into your mouth and slam the glass on the table, simultaneously spitting the liquid in Fedor's eyes, forcing him to recoil back in surprise. You flip the table and hear his gun go off multiple times, but you've already darted to the side and are coming at Fedor as he is firing wildly and trying to blink his vision back into focus. You look around the room and take cover behind the first thing you see. Add a success token to Fedor's henchman sheet and advance to encounter 7. Encounter 7. You hide behind a nearby storage crate and wait for Fedor. He tactically corners the room, searching for you, taunting you. "I have killed so many of your spy friends. You will be no different." You know Fedor is trying to get you to talk so he can locate your position. You remain quiet. Each and every time they plead for life, some even ask if they can join the cause. Do you want to know who was so weak they would betray the UN? You stay silent, and Fedor gets angry, screaming, "Come out and fight like a good rat." Fedor is approaching your location. Now is your chance to jump out to strike. Test athletics 2, then hand-to-hand 2. Well, my athletics is 2. And then hand is 2. You may not use cards that allow automatic passes on this test. All right, great. Oh, 2 successes. Then hand-to-hand. Hand-to-hand is 2. Oh, well, I'm going to have to use another intel. All right, so success. Pass. You blindside Fedor, but whatever you drank with him sapped some of your strength, and he doesn't fall. He begins to fire wildly. Even weakened, you keep one step ahead of Fedor as his shots keep just missing you. And then finally, you hear the gun click as it runs dry. You rush Fedor and kick him in the chest, knocking him back. Add a success token to Fedor's henchman sheet. Advance to encounter 8. Yeah, These encounters take forever. Fedor throws his gun away, puts his hands up, extends his fingers like bear paws, and starts to approach you. He wants to get up close and personal with you as he moves slowly and methodically. Fedor had a big advantage of being immune to that foul liquid you both drank. However, your adrenaline has spiked, and the effect of the drink have almost completely worn off. Keeping your distance, Fedor moves to cut off your escape and forces you into a corner of the room. With nowhere else for you to go, Fedor prepares to strike, but you still have fight left in you. You rush Fedor, spearing him in the ground as you try to pound his face into oblivion. Test Athletics 2, Hand-to-Hand 2. You may not use cards. Again, Athletics 2. Oh, I'm going to have to use another intel. And now, Hand-to-Hand 2. Oh, 2 successes. Oh, I'm just getting lucky. Pass both. After taking Fedor down, you hit him again and again. He kicks you off of him and gets up laughing and clapping, seemingly amused at your tactics. He smiles as he reaches behind his back. When he brings his hand into view, you see a strange hammer in it. Add a success token to Fedor's henchman sheet. If you have 4 or more success tokens on Fedor's henchman sheet, advance to conclusion A. If you have less than 4, advance to conclusion B. I do have more than 4. I've got 6. I've got 6. If you have 4 or more success tokens on Fedor, advance to conclusion A. All right, where's conclusion A? All right, conclusion A. There are several different conclusions. We are on conclusion A. Fedor swings his hammer wildly at you. You can tell he isn't as young as he used to be and is fighting like someone holding on to the past. After avoiding Fedor's strikes, he gets more angry, swinging that hammer at you again and again. These huge swings are fast for a man his age, and one almost catches you in the temple, which would be fatal. You dodge a few more attacks, waiting for him to take a breath. That's when you kick him in the ribs and sweep his legs out from him. Fedor looks up at you, stifling a cough and dropping his hammer. He tries to pick himself up, but falls right back down. You demand to know Dr. Lobo's whereabouts as Fedor struggles to speak, holding on to his broken ribs. Looking at the ground, he says, "How could you miss him? He's the man with the white hair. You should be more careful about who you let pour your drinks. Lobo has plans for you, and I had plans for Lobo. But it looks like those plans might be ruined now. It doesn't matter. Your time is up," Fedor says weakly as he drops to the floor, holding his heart with his hand clenched into a fist. Body spasming. He's dead. But maybe there's something here that can help. You check his fist, noticing he's holding a grenade with a pin still in it. Wrapped around the grenade is a small piece of paper. 55.887635 by 28.469603. Coordinates. Looks like Fedor gave you the intel after all. You pocket the paper and the grenade. "Dr. Lobo, we're coming for you," you say as you call in for extraction. Gain 2 intel. Each player gains the advanced skill weapons use. That's nice. I already have weapons use. Great. Remove all success and failure tokens from Fedor's henchman sheet and flip it face down to mark that he's defeated. Awesome. All right. Fedor has been defeated. If you're playing with one henchman or Fedor is the main henchman, place a success token on London. On any player's turn, they may move to London, and instead of having an encounter, begin the showdown with Dr. Lobo. If you are playing with multiple henchmen, and Fedor is not the main henchman, retreat Dr. Lobo twice. Return to the main map now. Well, we're going to put a success on London, but it's not really going to matter because at the end of this turn, we've defeated Fedor. So we're done with our turn. And then once we move to the next turn, well, we get to add intel everywhere, but we're passing Dr. Lobo, which means we begin our confrontation with Dr. Lobo. So I don't know if this is meaning anything, putting these intels here, but that's what comes up on turn 12. I don't have a lot of these left. I only have 1 health left. Not looking good for the home team. All right. We've passed Dr. Lobo, so now we get to do Dr. Lobo. Our Lobo is Lobo C. So once again, we go to the Epic Showdown, and we go to Lobo C. Lobo C. And a ton of more stuff to read. But there's Dr. Lobo looking awesome in his white suit, purple vest. Looks like he's drinking something. Maybe a concoction of something he's made. He's a doctor after all. All right, let's do this. Dr. Lobo C. If you began this showdown before the round marker reached Dr. Lobo on the round track, and Fedor is the main henchman for this game, gain 1 intel for each empty space between the round marker and Dr. Lobo marker. I didn't know that, but that is not the case. The director calls your team in for a debrief at the London headquarters. So I guess we're going to London. After a thorough questioning, the director nods. I need some time to process this intel. Get some rest. There won't be many opportunities in the days ahead. After a shower and change of clothes, you stop down at R&D to outfit yourself with Dr. FX's latest. Though the UN's resident gadget whiz is nowhere in sight, someone left you a little present, a vial of murky black liquid and a pen. The label reads, Neutralizer. Will cleanse any containment or erase a hard drive. After loading, click the pen 2 times to release it. You slip it into your pocket. The director's voice echoes through the lab's intercom. We have actionable intelligence that a supply drop is headed to Dr. Lobo's location. The best way in will be to hitch a ride on a Smersh transport. I'm sending you the coordinates. If you did not defeat Fedor, advance to encounter 2. If you've defeated Fedor, advance to encounter 9. All right, interesting. All right, encounter 9. You are seconds too late to get to the transport. Knowing it's going where you want to go, you tail it, staying out of sight until it approaches a guarded checkpoint. Breaking off from pursuit, you park your car and search the perimeter on foot, looking for an alternate way inside. You find a sewer entrance. As you approach, a foul-smelling, vagrant-looking man meanders over to you, asking for some spare change. You wave him off, but before you can assess the situation, he has a gun trained on you and asks, "Why are you here?" Test Deception 2, +2 with Disguise. Oh, we don't have Disguise. Deception 2, we get to roll 2. Oh, I'm got to use an intel. I don't think we're going to get through this one, guys. Deception 2 +2. I didn't have any disguise. Pass. You act scared and confused. You beg for your life, saying you are lost and don't know where you are or how to get back to your significant other. The man seems to think you are genuine and lowers his gun. In a flash, you chop him in the neck and roundhouse kick him in the face, knocking him out. Lobo must really want to protect whatever is here, if he's putting guards disguised as homeless people in your way. You drag him out of sight, then approach the sewer entrance. Add a success token to the intel pool. Advance to encounter 10. I'm just going to put him right there. Encounter 10. The mysterious concrete door is locked with a puzzle. It seems there is a code given to people to use on a cipher to gain access. Doubling back to the vagrant guard, you search him, not finding anything in his pockets. You search more thoroughly. When you remove his hat, you see OBOLRD written inside the bill. You return to the entrance, ready to crack the cipher. Test Deception, then Spycraft, both 2, +2 with lockpicking. I don't have lockpicking. All right, let's do this. Deception 2, I have 2. Oh, shoot, 2 successes. All right, then Spycraft 2. No, Spycraft 3, nice. And I can't. Oh, I failed. I failed. All right, so if you fail either, using the code word, you attempt to break the cipher, but something isn't right. Finally, you raise Dr. FX on comms. Thanks for the neutralizer, Doctor, but I don't think it'll work on this door. Any chance you can help me with this cipher? He gives an exaggerated sigh. Neutralizer? Honestly, I thought you were done with the pranks after that incident in Monaco. As for the door, I can crack that for you, but you can't keep relying on me. Several agonizing and slightly condescending minutes of basic cryptography lessons follow, but the door finally opens. A long concrete corridor leads you down to a submarine where a few dock workers are loading in supplies. While their backs are turned, you stow away in a few supply crates. After nearly 12 hours of cramped 2 hours of cramped silence, the announcement finally comes over the submarine's loudspeaker that they've docked. Your team emerges from their crates next to a large porthole. You are surprised to see an enormous underwater complex. Lose 2 resolve and advance to encounter 11. Well, I don't have any resolve. I don't know that if that means I lose intel though. It doesn't say. I looked it up. It doesn't really say. So, I don't know. It doesn't say. So I'm just going to advance to encounter 11. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm playing a game. You emerge from the airlock with Dr. Lobo's base into You emerge from the airlock into Dr. Lobo's base, and you feel like you entered a new world. The installation must be the size of a small city. The base is as beautiful in its symmetry as it is functional. Gracefully, curving hallways, lined by glass, give way to clean rooms and sterile environments. High ceilings and artificial lighting illuminate everything brightly. Through the glass, you see scientists in lab coats running tests. An environment that is this organized leaves little room for you to sneak around. So, you decide the best course of action is to shut off the lighting system. But first, you'll need a little chaos. A sign in a nearby lab says, "Warning, high oxygen environment." You pull out a lighter and toss it inside. A fireball erupts immediately as an alarm blares. People start running past you, fleeing from the workplaces. Blast doors slam shut to seal off that entire lab from the rest of the facility, compartmentalizing the pressure leak, and a new announcement telling people to go back to work squawks from the overhead speakers. One of the lab technicians bumps into you and asks, "Which lab are you working in today?" Test Deception 2, +2 with electronics. Of course, no electronics. My deception is 2, and I need 2 successes. And I can use 2 intel. I will use 2 intel for 2 successes. Pass. You act like you don't know English, thinking she was testing you. She smiles and asks again in Russian. To this you respond, "Я работаю в лаборатории робототехники, теперь остав монет поки," or in other words, I'm sorry if I'm bashing the hell out of Russian. I'm sorry if you're Russian. "I work in a robotics lab. Now leave me alone." She looks at you with chagrin and storms off. Add a success token to the intel pool. Advance to encounter 12. Oh, we don't have many intel left. Over the speakers, an announcement directs security to your floor to investigate. They must know where the alarm was tripped. Looking out a nearby porthole, you see a wrench floating by. One of the maintenance workers on the base must have dropped a tool while working outside. As you run through the kinds of maintenance a base like this must need, it gives you an idea. If you can short the electricity that would provide you cover to get deeper into the facility and slip past the incoming goons, you search your pockets for something useful. All right, each player may discard a gadget card to add 1 intel to the pool. And I don't have any gadget cards to get rid of. Test, Spycraft 3. Well, my Spycraft is 3. Holy crap. I'm lucky. I can try to get a success. But I have to get 3 successes. And no, I fail. All spies take 2 injuries. All players lose advanced skill weapon use. Advance to encounter 13. If all spies have been defeated, advance to conclusion C. Well, I can't take any more injury. I lose my weapon skill. And I get to go to conclusion C. If you failed, a series of mistakes has brought you to Lobo ill-prepared, and you suffered the ultimate consequence. As life leaves your body, you hold on to a glimmer of hope that other agents will learn from your mistakes and can stop Dr. Lobo for good. All you hear is an insane, maniacal laugh from a mad scientist. You can barely make out the shadows of a crazy old man in a white suit with spiky white hair, leaning over your body as your breathing slows. You're mine now. You won't be dying anytime soon. I have some excellent plans for your body. You'll be one of my new toys. Yes, yes, yes. Lobo can't stop himself from laughing. Your eyes grow heavy and you close them, for them never to open again. At least not as yourself. Dr. Lobo is victorious. The UN spies have lost. There you go. Another playthrough and another loss. Whew. Well, I hope you enjoyed me reading basically an entire novel, an entire spy novel. And let's go back to the table view. And I'll give you my thoughts and feelings on Agents of Smersh Epic Edition. All right, we finally made it through our series playthrough of Agents of Smersh, the Epic Edition. So, as you see, I continue my streak of losing on my videos. Let me just be, I'm going to be perfectly transparent here. It's taken me almost 3 months, this journey, to play through this game for y'all. Now, as I discussed, I did get sick in there in November. I got pretty sick for a while, and I just couldn't film. And then, you know, the holidays and everything. Finally, we got into January, and like I said, I did play the easy. I started on the easy level with Darling as the henchman, and I actually played through this twice. One full playthrough, and then another one, just a quick another playthrough. I'm just trying to get the rules down. Now, if that's the case, if you're playing against Darling, this easy level, just to learn the rules and the system, okay, I understand, that's fine, but this is super, super easy. If you are a gamer at all, you're going to just not even have to play through a whole thing of this, unless you want the story, of course, and experience the whole story. So I did that. All right, so when you get to the point where you've defeated Darling, and now you're going to confront Dr. Lobo, you confront Dr. Lobo, and you don't defeat him. He gets away. All right, classic. He gets away. I guess it's meant to be that way. Then you go on to the medium level, which is Pierre. I actually played through the Pierre level twice. And again, the problem was it was so super simple. I didn't even want to film it because it was too simple. And I had seen that there were some others online. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go, and when I film, I'm going to film the next level, which is the hard level. And that is Fedor Maximov. Hard level. Now, there is one more level. There is the epic level, where you go up against Mr. Big. Oh, I may never do that. Again, I'm being perfectly transparent with you. I did not like this game. There's not a game in here. There's really not a game in here. I mean, there's some cool things. The graphics are great. You know, you can get some cool gadgets. You can get some cool special abilities. And the option for the different characters is tremendous. I mean, there's tons of them. You can even play, like, as a double agent. You could play Fedor Maximov as your character. So that's kind of cool. You can play multiple people. You don't have to just play solo. Again, there's Darling. But yeah, you can see Pierre. There's just tons of them. Mr. Big. I mean, tons of them. So I guess that's how they're trying to make it, you know, more playable. So you can experiment with the different agents. But really, what it is it's just a choose your own adventure. There's almost no real game in here. It's just a race on the clock. Just try to get as much intel as you can, because you can use intel to change your dice rolls, but it ultimately comes down to dice rolls. There's almost no strategy involved in it, for me anyways. I don't know, there's going to be people, if you love this game, that's great. I love spy games, spy novels, spy movies. I used to play the old Top Secret role-playing game. I love it. But this isn't a game. It just isn't. It's just it's a huge choose your own adventure, which I could have had just as much fun just sitting down, grabbing that big book, and just choosing my own adventure. It gets down too much to just the luck of the die roll, really. The only thing that really changes the level, of the hardness from easy to medium to hard, and I'm assuming to epic, is when you have your challenges, it's just the easier die roll. Instead of having just one, for instance, one skill check, right? Let's say like spycraft, and you just have to get one success in the easy. Then in medium, you might have 2 skill tests, but you still only need 1 success. Then you get up into the hard, and now you have 2 skill checks, but you have to get 2 successes, which are very hard. Now, I will admit, in the game that you just watched me play, I didn't do as great building up my special abilities. Usually in every other game I played, my special abilities were full. I had all of them. I had even gained higher on my basic abilities. I never was in risk of having my life damaged. I guess in my game I could have gone to a headquarters and rested and gotten all my resolve back. That might have been smarter. But again, really, it's just a choose your own adventure with die rolls. And you're pretty much dependent on the luck of the dice. No real strategy involved in it at all, which is a shame. I had read where this was similar. They were comparing it to Arabian Nights, and Arabian Nights is one of my Grail games. I don't have it. It's an older game that was kind of unique for its time when it came out, but some people have really bashed it since. And I understand why. Again, it's just basically a choose your own adventure with no real gameplay. And that's what's happened here. I had my hopes set so high for this game. It was beautiful on the Kickstarter, the Epic Edition, metal dice, all those things, all these extra spies, and it cost a lot of money. And I started this channel February 17th, so we're getting almost a year I've been doing this. And of all the games I've played so far this year, this is my most disappointing game that I've played. I will be perfectly honest with you again. I probably will never play this game again. I probably will never get to the epic level. Just changing up a spy with this basic ability starting at a different level is not enough to make me want to sit here and read through that tome of a book. Again, if I want to read a spy novel, I'll read a cool spy novel. And it probably will tell a better story and be more interesting. I'm sorry. That's my feelings of this game. Yes, this game I actually lost. So it made my adrenaline rush a little bit more. It made me, trepidatious with my rolls and everything. But then when I got done, it was really like, really it was just the rolls. If I could have just kept rolling, great. I would have won easily. Again. I don't know. You all tell me what you think of it. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm bummed. It's one of the reasons really that it's taken me so freaking long to film this whole series for you. Oh, I'm bummed. I'm sorry. You can probably hear it in my voice, see it in my face. I'm bummed. But anyways, we're gonna persevere. I want to play a war game next, and I just got a notification that there is going to be a game coming in the mail that I had ordered, and it should be here any day. So I'm going to be probably doing an unboxing for that and then playing through that game next, and it is a war game. So hopefully, I need to get back to my painting. My painting is behind you, and where you're sitting looking at me, and I just really haven't been doing a lot of that recently, especially, you know, again, being sick and with the holidays and everything. Anyways, I'm rambling now. I'm sorry. I'm just so disappointed about this game. I loved it so much. All right. Thank you very much for watching my show. If you find any entertaining value in this, please like and subscribe and leave me some comments. Tell me where I went wrong. I did make some corrections on my last video if you watched through the whole thing. And like always, thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.